Hi everyone, welcome to Cheltenham Chat, episode 9. Today, instead of talking about Adagio Imperial or a Unprotectorat Messer de Sobo, I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room, the unthinkable and could it happen. And I've asked some guys in a WhatsApp group some questions today. I like to see how other people think, not just myself, because I'm quite opinionated and I would be quite bolshy in my view, so I wanted to get a range of views before I made this video today. Because today's video is going to be about, is a plan in place to make sure that the Irish horses are able to come? And then I'll go on to the questions I asked the WhatsApp group, and they were to do with if the Irish horses couldn't come. So, I worked in industry. I worked in a job that I had to plan ahead in quite a lot. And I used to use all my guys, even the lowest of the low, would be called in and I would try and plan. One of my catchphrases was, prior planning prevents piss poor performance. And I've always believed in that. So, is prior planning going into the Irish horses coming over? Or are we on a wing and a prayer and just going through the normal hoops at the moment and jumping through them and then waiting for the British government or Irish government to make decisions? Because my plan, would I be in charge, would be to be going to the Irish government as an Irish trainer now, as a group of Irish trainers, going to the Irish government and the Irish Horse Racing Board and saying, what criteria do we need to meet? What will ensure that we get to travel to Cheltenham? I would be going to Cheltenham Racecourse and the British government as well. With this, we have to travel. We are going to have to travel in 8 weeks. What do we have to do? Can you give us guidelines that we must follow? Once these guidelines were followed, then both governments would have to give concrete reasons why they can't travel, should they stop it after they've given guidelines to these people. Surely that's the way forward. That has to be the way forward. We are talking about a live sport, giving people a bit of hope in not much fun times. Let's be honest. Live sport is keeping a lot of people going. I don't just mean horse racing here. I mean football, darts, etc., etc. Live sport is what a lot of people are clinging to at the moment. So, I asked the WhatsApp group. Now, I've said my piece on planning and what should be going into place. They should be given guidelines. If they meet those guidelines, as far as I'm concerned, they should be allowed to travel. If they're not allowed to travel, the festival shouldn't be on. So, I asked the group, would a festival without Irish horses being able to attend be a hollow festival? It was quite unanimously, yes, it would be hollow. Now, I'm sure that Nicky Henderson, Paul Nicholls, Philip Hobbs, Alan King, Dan Skelton would be delighted to have a festival without the horses. But I say to my viewers, would you want to watch a mare's hurdle that didn't have Honeysuckle, Concertista or Benny Did You, and just was a sort of face-off between Dame de Compagnie and Roxana? It's like playing the FA Cup without the Premiership, really. Yeah, Blackburn Rovers and Middlesbrough are in the final of the FA Cup this season because we didn't let the Premiership play. Well, it's good for Blackburn Rovers and Middlesbrough, but I don't think it would create a lot of interest in the rest of the football world. That's what we're looking at here. Question 2. Should the festival be postponed if the Irish can't travel? Now, funnily, this answer was a majority of no, the festival should not be cancelled. I was surprised by that. I thought myself, my own view is that the festival should be cancelled because, like I've said, my view is that a plan should be put in place, and if the Irish trainers fulfil that to the letter, then if they're not allowed to travel then things should be so bad that the festival should be cancelled. But the general consensus was that the festival should not be cancelled. Among the group was that the festival should not be cancelled if the Irish runners could come. As I've said already, the dilution in quality for me wouldn't make it worthwhile. I don't think you're a rightful Gold Cup winner if the two-time champion has been given a guidelines as to he's got to meet this criteria to travel. He's met the criteria and you've said no, you can't travel. And then now you're claiming that Santini beating Champ and Lost in Translation in Native River is a Gold Cup, while Albu Photo Delta Work, Manila Indo, etc. sit in their boxes at home because they're not allowed to go. To me, that's not a Gold Cup. And it's a hollow win. The third question I asked everyone was, should anti-post bets be voided if the Irish can't travel? It was sort of a slight majority for yes. I can see why people would say no. But I would imagine that 90, well, maybe not 90, but I would say 80% of anti-post bets struck have been on Irish horses. Because looking at the races, I would say at least 80% of the favourites are Irish at present. And I don't see a whole lot of English horses that I'd be running to back. If you take out probably Shiskin and a couple of others, there's very few that would be included in a lot of bets. So, should they be why should they be voided? Well, I'm a pretty fair punter, even though I don't like the bookmakers very much. I don't believe that I should get my money back on Shark and Persois, get my money back and appreciate it. Whatever horses we've backed, but I don't believe you should get your money back on all these Irish favourites, Zana here, Appreciate It, Shark and Persois, all these horses, and then expect to still get your 5-2 Shiskin because you took a good price on it. Why shouldn't you get it? Well, you've just had all your money back on horses that the bookmakers could have kept their money on, and the rightful thing is that you can't have your cake and eat it. So you've just had your money refunded on all these bets, and you're getting your money refunded on Shiskin rather than get 5-2. You can put all the money you've been returned on Shiskin at 4-5 if you want, and I mean the money you got back from Shark and Persois as well, etc., etc. I'm just making examples here. But if you've had all that money back, it's simple. You either back Shiskin at the crazy price you'll be without an Irish runners, or you leave it alone. So, in the video I've given you my view. I've asked questions which I think are relevant. I've said that I think there should be a plan in place. Now, when I started making these videos, and I've said a few times that there are a lot of shrewd people watch these videos, there are people that you'd be very surprised about that have contacted me in DMs and talked to me about the videos. There are a lot of shrewd people, but there's also people in a little bit higher up the pay grade in racing than me that are watching. And I hope that if there's no plan in place, that someone's going to today start putting a plan in place, because it's still 8 weeks away, 9 weeks away. A plan can be put in place in that sort of time scale. But if in 6 weeks' time people start looking at each other going, what are we going to do now? How are we going to get the Irish horses there now? It's going to be too late. Prior planning. We need prior planning. We need people to stand up and make a stand now. We need live sport. We need that festival of Irish horses there. It's as simple as that in my view. To make it the spectacle it has always been, it means that the best horses go there. Now I remember when there was only two Irish winners, etc. at the Cheltenham Festival. And that was because the best horses were in Britain. But sadly now, most of the best horses are in Ireland. And to create the best spectacle, we have to get the Irish horses there. So, that is my Cheltenham chat for this week. It's been a little bit of a rant. I would imagine some people will have completely different views to me. I hope it will be a well-watched video. I hope it will create discussion about an issue that you cannot dig your head in the sand. You cannot put your head in your sand and just pretend these Irish horses are somehow just going to be able to come here. Both governments are being very, very conservative. They're not allowing very much. A lot of people would expect that so much more could be going on. They have basically wrecked the economy of both countries trying to stop the spread of this. So they will have no hesitation in stopping our fun over the Cheltenham Festival if they feel it's the right thing to do. We have to have a plan in place. Racing has to have a plan in place to get these horses to Cheltenham. So, rant over. I hope I will see a lot of views, and I hope, not because it's controversial, and it's my view, just the same as every other video I've put up, it is my view. But I think we now have to put a plan in place, and racing has to get its act together and put plans in place to ensure that the Cheltenham Festival is run with Irish runners at the festival, and the best spectacle that we can have is put on. There will be no one there to watch it, but surely in these days of not a whole lot of fun going on for anyone, the whole industry can come together and at least get the best horses to the festival. And now is the time to plan it, not in 6 weeks' time. So please comment below. Thanks for watching. I'll be back to you next week, or maybe sooner if this creates a lot of debate. But thanks for watching today. Have a great week, and bye for now.